fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this might be one of the most important new series that we're kind of doing because it's been requested by our new community manager, EcoBoost Engine. Thanks, EcoBoost! This is not a Ford endorsement, this is just a joke on Echo's name. So don't buy Ford, it probably won't work. So that aside, what we're going to do today is talk about a new thing that Scopely is asking of us. Now, if you remember, going back a year ago, they asked us to give feedback on what officers that we wanted in the transporter pattern store. Now, first response by most of you is going to be, well, we didn't get the officers we wanted in the transporter pattern store. And that's kind of correct. It's not 100% correct. We didn't get the top officers we wanted, but we did get officers like Giorgio added. So the purpose of this is the community manager of the game, EcoBoost Engine, is asking us to provide feedback on outdated mechanics and events that have simply not been touched for a very long time, or that the community, you, feels like needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. He's purposely asked for us to make a list, check it twice, and then send over what we think needs to be updated in the game, at least at the highest priority level. And there are a lot of things in this game that need to get fixed. I mean, let's not forget that DJ Aoki's, I cannot believe how long it took. DJ Aoki's description took 2.5 years to get fixed. Finally fixed now though. Thanks guys! Hey! Maybe now they can fix Barrett before 2025. So, all that jokes aside, while also being realistic and annoying, we're going to talk about what that project is. So if you've been following my content for the past 24 hours, we've been working on this to put together a list of things that Scopely can go after. In my Discord, I had a channel that was dedicated entirely to this purpose. It was all that we did in this channel was collect feedback on things that we needed changed in the game. What I mean by that is events, mechanics, ship sourcing, skin sourcing, whatever it ended up being, that is what we focused on. I'll show you that here. It didn't work. Why does it work sometimes? It doesn't work all the time. That's really annoying. Stupid hand. You sign up for the Q Continuum. Anyway, here's an example of that channel. You can see it's been updated and people posting in it continuously. And this is just something we were used to gather the idea. So here's what we're going to do. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, which you hopefully shouldn't, the first thing I've got to say is help me out. Here's the couple of ways you can help out. It's going to sound like I'm self-promoting, but I'm being honest. So YouTube is going to push videos based on the popularity of those videos. So doing things like liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell helps post the video higher on YouTube's analytics. Another thing that you can do is this right there. Comment. Leaving comments also helps the analytics. The purpose of boosting this video is so that it gets seen by more players. Last but not least, and probably more importantly, the main thing that I kind of need everybody to do is to share this video out on your servers, your Discord, etc. Now here is why. Behind you, you will see, or actually, no, not behind you, right there. It's right there. You'll see the form. Now, I'll have this pinned as the top comment in this video. So simply go to the comment to get the link to this form. And what this is a player's choice, highest priority for updates list that you can vote on. There's 20 options and you will select 5 of them. So if you read, at the request of Star Trek Fleet Command's community manager / dev team, the players will use this form to submit the portions of STFC that are in the most desperate need of an update. Some updates have already been promised but not delivered, while others may have just been forgotten. Players, please select up to 5 of the options below as issues you believe need the updating the most, and we'll go through and scroll. Now, you see I've got Cosmic Cleanup, Hijacked Ships, PvP, PvE chest, the 4-hour, 24-hour, 10-minute chest, Crucible of War, Swarm Sunday, larger data nodes. There's a lot of options here. And I want to be very clear, from the conversations that I had with the community manager, it is not going to be just one of those things where they only pay attention to the top 5 things that y'all vote on. They actually want to get a list of all of these things and then see how important they are. Now, I have a personal goal. My goal is for when y'all get this, I would like to see a minimum of 7,500 people participate. Now, that might sound like a high number, but when we did this last year, we had over 5,000 participants in 3 days. I will be turning this in Monday morning USA time. Pacific Standard, 8 a.m. So 10 a.m. my time, I will turn this into them when their business day starts. So you have got over 3 days to do that. The best way to get this and make it work is more responses. And that's why I'm asking for your help. I say this all the time. My voice, DJ's voice, the moderator's voice doesn't matter unless it's backed by you. So if we can get at least 7,500 people to respond, preferably 10,000 or more, that is going to make the likelihood of these changes happening even greater. The more y'all help make this happen, the better. And I'm encouraging people to come to this video to get an idea of what we're doing and why we're doing it. But this form will be available and I'll post it on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, YouTube, Twitch. We're going to discuss this everywhere over the next few days. And the entire goal is to get things in the game that you need updating. And a lot of this is just common sense stuff, but still, I mean, one of my favorites here is here at the bottom. Ultra recruits to Alliance credit conversion. Why did Rev pick that one of all things? Because when the game first started, if you click on your Alliance button down there in the corner, and then you go to the store, you can see this on your screen and you scroll, you will find one called 50 Ultra Recruit tokens. Now this has been in the game since the beginning of the game and the price has stayed the same. It is 4,000 Alliance credits to get 800. One pull of Ultra. Why does that matter? Because when the game first started, there were only about 40 something officers. Now we have 150. We have over tripled that amount, almost quadrupled the amount of officers in the game, yet the price to source things like this have stayed the same. This is a great example of an economy update that needs to happen to allow players to better source things in the game. And that is probably why I have so many priorities of this on here. Another example of officer sourcing on the list is faction officer sourcing. Since the beginning of the game, we have not had officers added to the faction chest in the recruit menu, which makes absolutely no sense. If you don't know what I'm referring to, right here, look at your Federation, Klingon, and Romulan recruits. The only thing in here is Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Bones, Scotty, Sulu, Arkady, the original series set. From the original series of the game, that is. That's the Kelvin timeline set. Where's TOS Spock, TOS Kirk, TOS Uhura? What about Marcus? He's part of the Federation. Maybe you don't want to count him because he's Section 31, but he's part of the Federation. Anybody that's part of the Federation needs to be in this box, and everybody that's Klingon needs to be in the Klingon box. Even though the Duras sisters are Romulan co-conspirators, they're still Klingons, so they need to be in here or in the Romulan box. Y'all get what I'm saying. These are examples of updates that need to happen to the game because they're so desperately needed for a long, long time. Not that I'm just trying to be the annoying content creator saying, give me, give me, give me. I'm trying to make this game playable and better for everybody. And as the new players get into the game, officers are a huge struggle, but it's not just officers. I even have stuff in there for everybody because when we did this, we took questions from Twitch, YouTube, and Discord and took the most common things asked. So things like the Apple client, when is STFC going to release something for the M1 chipset for Apple to allow people to play on their MacBooks? That's something that they talked about doing a year ago. I told y'all last year they were working on that, yet still not available. You can vote for that. Swarm Sunday, payouts for higher levels, complete trash. I mean, in the 40s and 50s, there's really no point in doing Swarm Sunday, and maybe changing up the officers, adding Jayla in there perhaps. But that is something that needs to get done, and I think it needs to be done for a long time. The Infinitus Vidar skin sourcing, which is kind of ironic because as of the making of this video, we have that event running today, but still it needs to get done. I mean, it's very, very important that this gets addressed, in my opinion, as a permanent sourcing solution. Probably the most popular one for me is going to be Cosmic Cleanup, though. That needs to run every Saturday, just like Anomalous Phenomenon runs every Sunday, and the Cerritos event runs every Wednesday. Cosmic Cleanup needs to run every Saturday, regardless of if a battle pass is active. That will help speed up the sourcing for these ships by only 1 week a month. But it needs to happen. It's an example of outdated things that need to get addressed. The Cosmic Cleanup was fine when it was just like the Discovery and the Franklin, but now that it has all these other ships in it, the Amalgam, the Vidar, the Sarcophagus, it needs an update. So that's the purpose, the premise of this video, is to get you to participate in this forum. And the more that respond, the more of you that participate, the more of you that even share it out. Look, if you don't want to share Rev Deuce's video, fine. Share out the forum. Push this forum to the galaxy and beyond, wherever you have to do, because these responses will matter to the new community manager. I have spent weeks working with this individual, and they do care and they do want to see things improve. Their goal is the same as our goal, for this game to be better, but also last longer. Because hey, if it doesn't, then they don't have a job. So common sense. Anyway, if you have questions or need help, join my Discord. And real quick, I have to point this out. You can only pick 5, okay? Because we're trying to make this, because if not, y'all would just click every box. And just to warn you, if you try to click more than 5, you're going to get this little error right here. Must select at most 5 options. So select the top 5 for you. But don't worry, because people will be selecting things all over the place. So we're going to get a great average between the ones that are most popular. And if we can get 10,000 people to participate, well, hopefully we can see those things happening within the next few months. As always, live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Thank you so much for watching this video and helping participate. And going by conversations I've been having with the dev team and the community manager lately, this could be a regular thing where we actually start getting some of this stuff addressed. But fingers crossed, because we've been lied to before. So I'm not going to make false promises, but I am going to tell you I'm going to work hard to bust my butt to be the best content creator for the players. No offense to all the other content creators, but it's just, I want to be the Robin Hood of Star Trek. Just my goal in life. Yeah, everybody's got other goals. That's my lame one. Thank you. Deuces. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.